People think the stock market is the only way to grow wealth. But what if I told you rental properties can beat the stock market while putting cash in your pocket every single month? When I bought my first rental property, I had zero experience. I didn't even know what a cash flow properties really meant. Fast forward a few years, that property not only paid for itself, but give me steady income. That's when I realized real estate could change your life. Would you rather invest in something that you can touch and feel, that grow quietly over decades, or something that can put cash in your hand every month? Which one is really better, real estate or stock? Hi, it's Korianne here. It's so good to see you today. For those new here, I have been investing in cash flow real estate for over 20 years. I achieved financial independence in my mid-30s, and my passion is teaching women just like you how to do the same. So today, we are going to break down the real deal. Real estate versus the stock market. I will give you the numbers, the strategies, and the real-world example so you can decide which path is right for you. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the big questions. Returns. I will be honest, I'm biased, right? I have been investing in real estate for over 20 years, and I have made better returns than I did in the stock market. Here is why. My real estate portfolio has average return about 12% annual return. That's compound. S&P 500 index average about 10%. It's not a huge difference, but the key is leverage. With real estate, you can use other people's money, the bank, to scale faster. You buy a property, put a little money down, and let tenants cover your mortgage every month. That's cash flow you can reinvest. You also get tax advantages. Things like depreciation deduction, cost segregation to lower your taxes, and even tendering exchange to defer capital gains. Stock don't give you nearly that flexibility like real estate. So if your goal is a long-term wealth and growth, real estate gives you leverage, cash flow, and tax benefits all at once. If you want to learn the exactly step to buy your first cash flow property, I shared a video that breaks it down step by step. So watch it later after this one. You can make your first rental property much easier. Now that you know long-term return can be higher with real estate, what about cash flow? Which investment put money into your pockets every month? Here is the truth. Real estate can be amazing for cash flow, but only if you set it up right, the right way. When you start, you need to be involved, find the right property, analyzing the number, hiring a good team. But once you have the solid local team, the property manager, the maintenance crew, the accountants, your rental income can be as much passive. You literally have money coming in every month without touching the property. That is power. Stocks, on the other hand, are super passive from day one. You invest in an index fund like the S&P 500 and let thousands of the companies do the work, 500 company. You get diversification, lower the risk, and growth without management. So the key is your comfort level. Real estate requires some upfront involvement, but with the right systems, it can become almost passive. Stocks, always passive, but cash flow is limited to dividend. By the way, if you want to learn how to invest out of the state and make sure the numbers pencil out, check out my video when I walk you through the exact process I use with my students. So we are talking about money and cash flow, but which investment fits your lifestyle and long-term goals? This one is huge because everyone's life and goals are different. If you are just starting out and want to grow wealth quickly, real estate can be perfect. You can leverage your income, use bank money, and start building a portfolio that grows your net worth faster. As your portfolio grows, you can eventually take gain from your properties and invest in more passive assets like index funds. That way, you continue growing your wealth, but with less day-to-day involvement. If you travel a lot and want minimal management, stock can be perfect. Less hassle, fewer decisions, and your money grows steadily over time. So really, it depends on how much you want to be involved. Real estate is hand-on at first, but can become passive. Stock are hand-off from day one, but won't give you the same cash flow or tax advantage. Here is the story. I had a student, a busy doctor, who wanted cash flow but couldn't spend hours managing properties. We built a strong local team to help her to invest in rental properties, and now she earned passive income every month. Of course, she paid for the local team while still having time to travel and work her full-time job. That is the beauty of building a system in place. Here is a few real-world examples and wisdom. Let's make this practical. Example number 1. You buy a 200,000 rental with 20% down. The tenant pays $1,500 per month. Your mortgage and expenses about $1,000. That's $500 per month cash flow. $6,000 just from one property. Multiply that by 5 rentals over 5 years, that's $30,000 a year in passive income. Example number 2, you invest $50,000 in an index fund with a 10% annual return. After 5 years, it's about $80,000. Great, but no monthly cash flow unless you live off dividends. And those are small. Real estate give you control. Stock give you ease. Both can grow wealth. But your lifestyle and goals should dictate which path you lean on more. Here are the actionable next steps. If you are curious about real estate, start analyzing properties in your area. Check cash flow, expenses, and returns. If stocks are your style, open a low-cost index fund and start dollar cost average monthly. Consider combining both. Many successful investors do this. Cash flow from rentals and long-term growth from index funds. I have a playlist that walks you step by step on buying your first cash flow property. Watch this video at the end. So to wrap up, real estate and stocks both have pros and cons. Real estate gives you cash flow, leverage other people's money, and tax benefits. Stock gives you ease, diversification, dividends, reinvestments, or dividend for cash flow, and passive growth. The best choice, the one that fits your goals, lifestyle, and risk comfort. Remember, you don't have to choose just one. You can build a strategy that uses both. So don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building wealth with real estate, and hit the button if you found this very helpful. I really appreciate your support. So what is your goal right now? More cash flow or long-term growth? Please comment below. I love to read your answer. So thank you so much for being here today, and happy investing. Ciao.